You can find out information from all of these black scholars, Dr. Richard King, Dr. Ann Brown, Dr. Marimba Ani, Dr. Jewel Pookrum, okay? All of the metaphysicists out there, Dr. Henry Clark, as well as the guy I'm listening to right now, Donald Morris. Listen, I'm telling you something. I just started listening to this brilliant mind right here with this stuff that we've been hearing. And I've gotten sprung because it's really enlightening to me. Stuff I've been learning that is really fascinating. Not to mention that it's a lot of pictures and stuff that get exposed in these videos that I'm really finding much entertainment out of. It's such as this picture here. So, you know, when your brain is working like mine work, you out here looking for this type of stuff because you're not going to just find it anywhere. I know the man have to be out there doing diligent work to come up with all this footage of these spaceships actually flying. Now, you're not going to be able to say anything about that when you can see the damn ship flying in space, frame frozen still, and you can see what that light entity is. You can see the magic of the metallic combinations. And so you're not going to try to argue that. The karma that's out here on the earth right now is going to be delivered from control panels of those ships that will command the elements to take on formations and kill the Zionists, and the Zionist puppets and the Zionist pawns are all going to be eradicated off of the equation of existence on earth. It's just that simple. The water, the fire, the air, the smoke, the soil, everything is going to combine its efforts with each other to bliss create this imposter wannabe God white man and eradicate him off the earth because he is very detrimental to the survival of the whole ecosystem because of his knowledge of knowing he lacked God melanin. So he can't be godly, he can only be devilish, and as you see right now, they're preparing to take over America and go to war with Syria, and let's go do some shit in Israel, and does anybody got some bullets? Please pass me that knife. Do you have any more gunpowder? Can I fuck you in your ass? That's all it's about with them. I'm so sick of that. Sick, 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 sick. Because they are some sick, twisted, greedy, selfish individuals that has stagnated the progress of all the melanated men on this planet. The only thing we can get and expect from them is to be constantly at war with them or constantly watch them scheming to come up with their next device of deprivation to stop a black man from existing on this planet. So fuck you too. Because it's the truth and you know it.
Evil. The Africans were always wealthy with mountains of gold and precious stones. That is, until the Caucasians set up their plans to join forces together for the purpose of using their religious armies to steal that wealth and enslave the humans to their own brand of reptilian cruelty for the universe to see.
I want to show you
to join forces together for the purpose of using their religious armies to steal.
See, look at these pictures, all right? You can see the headgear. He's obviously wrapped up in everything. And look at the attire. Okay, look at the purity of his face, all right? You do not see anything around here that would represent butchery or barbarism, okay? Nothing. All right, I mean, this is just a well-manicured, well-dressed, light from his eye, intelligent, real, true history of us as a people. As you can see, there's no shackles around him, no chains to make it be like the European male wants you to see. He's a beast. He's an animal that we are good God people that was given dominion over, and never mind the chains and the whips and the guns, because you're going to overlook that anyway, because we're going to tell you that they're savages and they eat people and that they're headhunters, and you're just going to overlook the fact that we're hanging these people and murdering them and putting shackles on them unduly and forcing them to work for free labor. But you're going to overlook all that because we're going to give you white Jesus and tell you that we have permission from white God to do all that, okay? But you're going to also overlook that white God is melanin recessive, which means he is a degenerate compared to all the pigments in this guy's skin. But we're going to tell you that deep pigments are bad because we're going to tell you that 666, which is carbon, is evil and it's the mark of the beast. So you're going to, without realizing it, think carbon is bad because you think that 666 is evil. And somewhere in your genetics, you know that 666 is carbon, even if we don't teach you that because you've been incarnated. And you knew that in your last life. So we're fucking with your head.
That wealth and enslave the human.
Look at the pictures I'm talking about that he come up with. I went all the way through school in my whole 52 years. You don't see pictures like this anywhere. They keep them hid. Look at this. This is the Africans that were walking around this planet with energy of light in them and knowledge, and they were speaking sounds that were synonymous with the cosmic vibrations and the spiral of how things moved. So our language was a language given to us by God that had power in it that would make us stay divine and keep us on the square. So we're not the freaking barbarian ass infidels, vagabonds that went around the world and created this world of chaos that we exist in. We were the people that was victimized by the degenerate ass slimy people that was created by our mad scientists who had the possession of this light and decided that they didn't want to be divine anymore. They wanted to be the flip side of that we've always combated and to this day must continue to combat. And we will not fail. This earth will be returned to a God's calibration because the same knowledge that this man possessed is inside of many of us that has returned to this earth to kill you intruders. And you motherfuckers will be killed. Atua Ka Adi.
To their own brand of reptilian cruelty for the universe.
Look at it. Now here it goes right now. You can see all of a sudden the royalty flipping to them. And look at this guy standing here being a servant because they done came in and peeked all our information and now they set themselves up in our garb. And everything about us that was ordained universally, they come in with guns and murderous tactics because of evil intent. Just like he said, we educate them and they sitting up getting educated, scheming to take everything from us because that's how murderous and inconceivable of divine actions they are. Has no clue about being godly. Doesn't want to be, even while God is here flying around letting them know, okay, what you gonna do? They still sitting up trying to come here to America and put us all in those concentration camps. It's a damn shame.
Forces together for the purpose of using their religious armies to steal that wealth and enslave the humans to their...
Look. See? Look what's happening. You can see it right now. Do you see the takeover? Got him down there on his knees begging. Look. See? This is what it's saying. So they go from being the kings and the leaders of the light to now you see this white woman that came in here. She's sitting her ass there as ruler. Whereas he at on his knees with a bunch of people standing behind him, axemen and Norsemen, murderers. Kill his ass if he don't abide. Now he's begging her. And this is how it happened because they came through with their women. And their women enticed these men. And next thing you know, instead of him staying on the square, that pussy got him off track. So now he's sitting around running at her because they done heard stories about sodomizing and all that shit. This is what it was. What do you mean you're putting it in their ass? Well, this is some new stuff going on that we done learned from the infidels. And then curiosity killed the cat. Next thing you know, he going out there with her, she's sucking and letting him booty bang and you name it. They going out there, they got wine and drugs and everything. And these divine people get misled. Then they end up teaming up with these people, telling them secret sciences. And these people writing it all down, knowing that one day we're going to murder all the motherfuckers and we're going to be the rulers of this earth and everybody's going to be worshiping our image as God. And everything else on the earth as being God, the whole concept of that is just going to dwindle away. And the bird won't be God no more, the water won't be God no more, the sun won't be God anymore, the soil won't be God anymore. There will be no big great spirit of that which encompasses all. Because everything that's worth anything is all going to be encapsulated into the cross and some dead-ass white man only named Jesus. And we will rule these stupid motherfuckers forever once we implement that. And that's exactly what's been going on to this day. This fool get on his knees begging his white woman, changing up from his black woman doing the same thing. They done double-crossed each other and found incompleteness with each other because of all the sinful impressions that they were hearing about and wanted to get involved with that these people made possible. And these people came through violent with swords and everything. And once they wiped out the governments that was set up to make sure people stayed on the square, and they started having all the value and wealth, and they started only perpetuating privileges and appointments of authority to people who was willing to give up their melanin. And that's the reason why now to this day, all you people want to run around and stay decayed and sick and diseased as albinos because of the privileges that you can attain in the job market by being albinos. But you're going to die and have to go get judged. And that's where you're going to be really finding out what a foolish choice you made. Because the universe, which is the sun, and all the suns throughout the universe with supreme knowledge, is going to say, I sent you to earth after we sent you here and after we sent you there. And when we last spoke, I made it perfectly clear to you what you were to do in earth. With all the earth materialism and all of the possibilities on earth, you know what your mission was. And we knew you had two options. You were either going to go team up with albinism for privileges, or you was going to team up with melanism to stand on the square and fight for divine righteousness, equality, reparation of the earth, and eradication of chaos. But when you got down there and you had your option, you chose sex, you chose tobacco, you chose alcohol, you chose eating flesh, you chose Bishop Blake, you chose Jesus Christ. And everything about that you knew was decadence, but it was immediate gratification to the soul. Immediate gratification to the physical body. So you picked physicality of materialism over true divine universal spiritualism, and you never turned on your chakra center too high. You never started concentrating on raising your chakra center because it was too easy for you to accept Jesus, take the privileged handout job, $10 an hour, $400 a week, plus minus taxes. And then that keep you only enough where you can work, eat, pay to the church, and continue in that decadence until you die. And now here you is back in judgment hall. You did the same fucking thing that you did on the last planet, but this time we're not giving you another chance because we know you've sold we gave too much brilliance and too much power to the blackness, and you still felt weak because you're weak-minded, and you're lured by impressions of physical gratification. And that's the reason why we're going to send you right back to a physical realm, but this time the physical realm is going to be so torturous and so disturbing to your whole existence you're going to really think twice about wanting to encapsulate in the body again after the horrible shit, the fires and the torture by the demons and everything that you created by yourself by worshiping Christianity and knowing that a place like hell existed because you created it. And then you lived only up to persuade yourself that everything that you do was ungodly. You were going to do it anyway, and you would be given forgiveness for it as long as you prayed to white-ass dead Jesus. But you knew it was a lie. But it felt good and it compensated. So you went out and you did all the horrible shit you did. And you looked down on everybody else and ostracized and excommunicated and everything you could to people who came up to you and said, oh no, see, it'd be foolish for me to worship an image of a white man as my God when I'm a black woman. Or vice versa, it'd be image for me to worship the image of a white man when I'm a black man. All the people who told you that got ostracized by you. And you guys never put any money back into the communities that you stole all the money from because you looked at them all as being sinners, and your arrogance made you be above your other melanated people who you are the most selfish people on the earth because it's because of the wealth of the Christian churches that is so much poverty on this planet Earth, because Christianity and Catholicism and Judaism is all introduced to the world by these white vagabonds right here, and they are selfish as hell, and everywhere they go and put up their churches right around the church perimeter exterior,